Your score only needs to be around 580.
Mm.
580. That is all you need to get in to get those cards,
But
right?
what
But I'm here to tell you today, because I talked to the Navy Federal rep, you don't have to go crazy with all of these accounts in order to make this happen. If
Mm.
you have a simple savings account, a simple checking account, and they really, really, really think highly on having direct deposit with them. If you
That's
want a higher tier, you want to have somewhere around.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Calvin Russell here. Super excited to bring another guest speaker here to the channel. All right. Now, of course, this guy needs no introduction. You all have not only learned so much about the credit card game, as well as all the credit unions that he's done business with as well, too. But listen, he does not have a lot of time today, but we most definitely want to go ahead and get this going. So, of course, without any further ado, want to bring back to the channel, Mr. Sledge Inc. How are you, sir?
What is going on, sir, man? I'm glad to be here, man. Calvin asked me to do this interview today. I had to pull over on the side of the road so we can get this done. I'm sitting in a shopping plaza, man. I'm excited to be on here. Thank you for having me on here again, my brother.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Listen, it's a new year. People have new goals and they're looking to accomplish, some of those goals. And the greatest thing about it is this is why I keep bringing you on is because you have relationships with a lot of these banks that people are looking to build relationships with. You have high limit credit cards with these banks that people are trying to get high limits with. But again, you didn't just they didn't just give this stuff to you. And that's how you've learned over the years, all the strategies. I want to be clear. Yes, sometimes we call them hacks, everybody, but a lot of times these are just legal strategies, okay? And at the end of the day, the bank wants to do business with you, and he's letting you know how to maximize that relationship. But either way, we're not gonna hold you up, man. Listen, it's 2025. There's a lot of Navy Federal Credit Union strategies and hacks, but now it's a new year. So, what are some
Yeah.
things that you've been seeing that's still working in 2025 with Navy Federal?
Okay, so to get straight to it, I got on the phone with a Navy Federal rep last year. Then I got on the phone with a Navy Federal rep this year.
Mm,
And despite what a lot of people might think, it's easy for these people to give you information if you just ask the right questions, and
mm,
they're willing to give you the information.
yeah,
So, as Calvin said, a lot of these aren't hacks, but they're valuable information to get you approved, if not for high limit credit cards, to get you in the door to get to those high limit credit cards.
that's right.
Okay. So the first thing that I want to say that the rep gave me the information on was in order to get a lower tier credit card with Navy Federal. And when I say lower tier, I mean the cash rewards and cash rewards plus, the gold rewards, and the gold rewards, and and the platinum. And the
Yeah.
platinum, you probably, as long as you have a clean credit profile, your score only needs to be around 580.
Mm,
580. That is all you need to get in to get those cards, right?
wow.
If you want a higher tier, you want to have somewhere around a 670. But the thing is, I never want people to get caught up on credit scores
Mm,
because everything is always about your overall credit profile. Right? It's always about your
that's
overall
right.
credit profile.
If you're looking to get funding for your business with no minimum credit score required, this includes term loans, equipment finance, and even fix and flip loans as well. To learn more, scan this QR code or click the link in the description below. Now back to the video. Yeah.
If you could have a 670 and you just missed, had a 30-day late, you apply for a credit card with any institution,
Man, tell them.
it's going to be a denial, you
That's right.
know, just because that one 30-day late,
That's right.
you know, we all make mistakes. I've
Yeah.
missed credit card payments by a day, right?
Yeah.
Because I just got mixed up and missed that payment.
Yeah.
Pay the credit card before that
Yep.
30 days hit, you
Yep.
know, because that can be the difference between you getting approved
Yeah.
and you not only you getting denied, but you losing a gang of points because you waited to the next statement to pay that credit card,
That's right.
right?
Wow.
Now, if you got limited credit history, this is just something that's still been with Navy Federal, and you feel like you can't get in, the
Yeah.
best way in 2024 and also in 2025, there is a secure credit card, the
Mm,
N Rewards credit card.
that's right.
You know what? don't never let any of these credit card YouTubers shame you into thinking that you need to get these top tier cards in
Mm,
order to get into the game. You know,
yeah.
if if I can go back in time, I would have started rebuilding my credit with a secured card.
Mm.
Like
Why is
I
that? What?
honestly would.
Why is that, Sled? Which yeah. Why would you? Why you say that?
You know what? Because I did it the what I think is the longer route. Because even though I paid off everything,
Yeah.
I was afraid to jump right back into getting unsecured cards because I was
Yeah.
afraid of the denial.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. That's
I
real.
was afraid of the denial. You know, and because a secured card is guaranteed by your own money,
Yeah.
the bank's literally not taking any risk. you
Mm.
know, they're
That's
not
right.
taking any risk. So you could get back into the game or into the game a lot faster by going a secure route.
Yeah.
And think about with Navy Federal, if you go with that secured card, all you have to have it is for 7 months. Because after
Mm.
the 6 month, as long as you're using it responsibly, they're going to graduate that card to the cash rewards or the cash rewards plus,
That's
right?
right.
And you can take that same card, the same card that you use the deposit just to get into Navy Federal with, and as you get credit limit increases and get that credit limit above $5,000,
Yeah.
you can product change that card to any card that you want within
Mm.
Navy Federal's lineup. So,
Wow.
and that includes the flagship card because
Wow.
all you need is a $5,000 limit in order to qualify for the flagship card because it's a Visa signature card.
Wow.
So, yeah, I
See?
say a lot of this stuff is just reaching out to these reps and finding out. you know.
Yeah. You know what though? You've always been an advocate of doing that. Of course, Mr. Research is in your building, right? Uh but you've always been an advocate of doing that. And it's something so simple. And that's just picking up the phone and talking to one of the representatives, or if you have a local branch, but preferably over the phone, because that is where a lot of the answers are going to come from. And like you said,
Yes.
at the end of the day, people I think forget banks want to do business with you. And so, they need you to use certain amount of products. They need you to have a certain credit profile and things of that sort. So again, this is how you maximize, that relationship. What are some other things that you know about as well too for this year?
Okay. Now, a lot of people talk about having a relationship with Navy Federal or any credit union for that matter.
Yeah,
Having a relationship with any financial institution is going to help you when it comes to any loans or approval with credit cards
tremendously. Yeah,
tremendously. But Navy Federal specifically, if you have a few products with them,
yeah,
if you when you become a member, you have to open a savings account. So you already have one product. If you open up
yeah.
a checking account,
Mm,
you can do a secure loan.
mm,
You get their flagship checking account. But what
yeah.
I'm here to tell you today, because I talked to the Navy Federal rep, you don't have to go crazy with all of these accounts in order to make this happen. If
Mm,
you have a simple savings account, a simple checking account, and they really, really, really think highly on having direct deposit with them.
Real quick, be sure to download our free ebook today. All you got to do is scan this QR code right here or click the link in the description below. Now back to the video. That's right. Yep.
They really do. They really think highly on having direct deposit with them. But here's the key with that. If you don't want Navy Federal to be your main bank, just send a little bit of money over there. Send $100 over there
That's right.
every check. 50 bucks every check.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be, all of your income because
Yeah.
Navy Federal is here and there. The branches are they're here and there. So you may not
Hmm.
want them to be your main bank,
Yeah.
but they just want to see the process of money going in and out of the account.
That's it.
Right?
That's it.
That's all they want to see. So you don't have to get all of these flagship accounts and all this other stuff. If you have a basic checking, savings, run some direct deposit through there. And if you don't want to do direct deposit, just put money in and out of it. You can transfer it
Mm,
from another account and then
yeah.
transfer it back out the next week or
Mm,
however you want to do it. But
yeah.
let them see that you flowing money through there so they know that you do actually have the finances. Because when we apply for these things, we're putting stated income, right? They're
Yeah.
not making you prove the income. Like they're
Mm,
not making you prove it. And I'm not
yeah.
saying for anybody to go back and put false information on a credit card, but they're asking for stated income. Stated income means any income that you have a possibility of getting your hands on. If you live with
Wow.
your girlfriend, you have a roommate, you live with your parents, their
Mm,
income could be added into your stated income.
that's right.
So,
That's right. Oh man,
yeah.
you dropping the gems now, man. You giving it all away.
Hey, I gotta give it for the people, man. Like it's not doing nothing with me just having it.
That's right.
Like it's not doing anything with me just having it. So I
There you
want
go.
everybody to look at this thing, man.
Yeah.
Credit score, credit profile, your income,
Yeah.
debt to income. Now, I don't talk about that a lot, but Navy Federal wants your debt to income to be lower than 35%,
Mm,
typically 30 and lower.
mm,
If your debt to income is 30 and lower, you have a higher possibility of getting higher limit credit cards with Navy Federal. And again,
mm.
I heard that
Yeah.
right out of the horse's mouth on the phone with one of the reps.
Right.
So, yeah, it's
Wow.
just man, it's a lot easier than people think. I never want people to get discouraged because I have some people, that come in my comment section and they're asking
Yeah.
me, you know, yeah, I had this bankruptcy and I can't get in with Navy Federal. Sometimes you
Yeah.
have to be patient.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
sometimes you have to be patient. And this is the last one I'm gonna give you on that topic. As
Okay.
far as bankruptcies go, when your bankruptcy is discharged for over 2 years, they're more likely to give you an approval and sometime approval for higher limit credit cards.
Wow.
Yeah, that's another gem that I got from the rep there. So
Wow.
yeah,
That's major,
yeah,
man.
man.
And you know what? I once heard from one of my mentors, he talked about sometimes it's not just the fact that you can ask questions, it's more so knowing what to ask, right?
That's
And he said you
absolutely.
he said you can tell where people are, on their journey based on the questions that they're asking versus, simple stuff, like, hey, what type of interest rates are on credit cards versus, hey, if I get this high limit credit card, how can I do a product swap and things of that sort. So again, knowing that all automatically, already says, okay, listen, this is the information that you not only need, but when you're on the phone with them, these are the type of questions that you should be asking as well. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So and then I also want to go into the next segment that we was going to talk about too, is that you mentioned that the Chase Sapphire Preferred, or essentially that the American Express Green is better than the Chase Sapphire Preferred, and even including the Navy Federal Credit Union flagship card. Why do you feel that way?
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, we're gonna go back on this one. It's the
Yeah,
Penn Pathfinder card
got you.
is better is a better travel card than than the American Express Green card
Got it.
and the Sapphire Reserve card.
Got it.
And I'm
Okay.
gonna tell you why. The number one thing that scares people away from credit cards,
Mm,
annual fees. Right. It is what it is. No
yeah,
matter what benefits you get out of cards,
you're right about
the
that.
number one thing that scares people away from credit cards is annual fees.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
and I'm telling you about cards that I also have. I have the American Express Green Card. It
That's
has a
right.
$150 annual fee. There's a reason why I have that card. Now I'm going to tell you why the Pathfinder card is a better card than that card for most people for travel. And this
Mm,
is specifically for travel because this is a travel related card. And when we're getting these credit cards, another thing that people have to think about is why are you getting a specific credit card?
that's right.
You know, you have to look at that. We want to use these banks and get as much out of them as they get out of us.
Yeah.
You know, if you late on a payment, they're gonna charge you that $30 to $40, right?
Hmm.
For that late payment.
Yeah.
So when you choose a specific card, you want to get as much cash back or points out of those cards as possible because that's really the only way to take advantage of the bank. You know. So let me get into the PenFed Pathfinder card. The card essentially has a $95 annual fee. We're not gonna worry about that annual fee. The reason we're not going to worry about it is because
Yeah.
if you have a checking account with PenFed,
Mm,
there's no annual fee. They waive
wow.
the $95.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Now keep in mind, I'm talking about this card is for travel.
Yeah.
If you at the airport and you go to TSA to go to the security line and you see these 500 people in front of you, that Pathfinder card, they give
Yeah.
you TSA pre-check,
Yeah.
global entry. You get to go over to that little short line. Don't take off your shoes. Don't take your laptop out your bag.
You better
Walk
not do
right
that.
through the line.
That's right.
No one's searching you. You just walk
Mm,
right through.
yeah.
That's the number one thing, right? Because, like I say, this car's for travelers. Number two, every year they give you $100 annual airline credit.
Mm,
We know how much it costs to check a bag at an airport, right?
right.
Anywhere from 60 to some airlines charge you $80 to
Mm,
check one bag.
yeah.
You have $100 airline credit right there that if you swipe that card in a
Yeah.
day or two, they will credit that money right back to you. You
Mm,
know, if you want to get on the plane and have some of them overpriced drinks, guess what? Go ahead, put it on the Pathfinder. They're going to credit that money back to you.
wow.
If
Okay.
you want to go to the airport, go into, say, for instance, you're flying Delta, United,
Yeah.
American, and you want to go into an airport lounge and you don't have access to it any other way, go in
Hmm.
there and pay for it with that PenFed Pathfinder card, and they're going to credit you for that.
Yeah.
So
Mm,
that
wow.
card is also a Visa signature. And what people got to understand about Visa signature, like I said earlier, we have to use the banks for everything that is worth. Right?
That's right.
It, that's just what it is.
Yeah.
With Visa signature cards, Visa Infinite cards, I'm not gonna get too deep into that. There's
Okay.
a gang of different benefits that come with those cards, and I'm just gonna tell you a couple off the top of my head. You get auto insurance,
Yeah.
right? You have access to their concierge service. So if you need to set something up and you feel like you don't have time, you can call
Hmm.
their concierge service and say, "Hey man, set this up for me. Give me a call when you have it. Hey, give me an
That's
email when
right.
you have it,
Yeah.
and go
That's
on
right.
about your life." you know,
Yep.
you have trip delay insurance. Say for instance, you're at an
Mm,
airport and
yeah.
your flight's delayed for however long, and you have to get a hotel. Guess
Yeah.
what? Not as card is paying for that for you.
Mm,
you know there's just so many things and benefits with credit cards, man, that a lot of us overlook, and I've done it in my lifetime.
yeah.
You've had a flat tire, and you could have just picked up your credit card and called that company, and they could have came out like AAA,
Yeah.
right, or sent
Yeah.
AAA. But
Hmm.
you're not thinking, because you don't know that aspect of the game. You really have to go back and look at your credit cards and get everything that you can out of them. But
Yeah.
yeah, if if I look at the American Express Green Card, yes, it does have a lot of those same benefits. But
Yeah.
again, I'm paying $150 annual fee for that card.
Mm,
Right?
right. Right.
If I look at the Chase Sapphire Preferred, it has a lot of those same benefits.
Yeah.
I'm paying a $95 annual fee for that card.
Yeah.
When you look at the PenFed Pathfinder card, just having a free checking account, you're paying no annual fee, right?
Mm, right.
And one thing that I do have to put out there, PenFed has been really stingy with approvals lately. Like they have been. I have a lot of people in my comment sections telling me about it. And I did a pre-approval for a card, and then they denied me for it. But the good thing
Mm,
about them is not only do you have a pre-approval, but they're not one of those credit unions or banks that when you don't meet the requirements of the pre-approval and they just
yeah.
say, yeah, unfortunately we couldn't give you this card and that's
Right.
that. They actually send you a letter as if
Yeah.
it was an actual denial to tell you the exact reasons why. So therefore you can work on those reasons.
Yep.
Keep in mind it was a pre-approval.
Yeah.
It was a
Hmm.
pre-approval. So it was a no effect to your credit.
Yeah.
Like there's no effect to your credit, and then you can go back and apply again after you
That's right.
situate those issues. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's a great card, man.
Wow. And you know what? It's like you said, I don't think it's that popular, or it's not as popular as it more than likely should be, especially when you compare it to the other ones as well too, because I think people go with the names and they expect the
Yeah,
names all the time to kind of just say, "Oh, well, I'm with this company," but it's like, yeah, but what are you getting? So
right.
it's got to make sense overall. And then also too, before we get up out of here, there was another question I had for you as well too. And you, of course, yeah, I messed that last question up. I'm glad you cleared that up. But
It's all good.
this one was essentially the ultimate American Express upgrade downgrade hack, that's in full detail. Now, because a lot of people
Yeah,
don't fully understand it, can you
yeah.
break that down and how to maximize that and actually be able to? How do you even do this, by the way?
Okay. I'm going to really simplify it because I have it in 100% detail on my channel. So I'm just go overly simplify it. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
With pretty much any American Express card, whether it's their credit cards, whether it's their
Yeah.
co-branded cards, co-branded meaning like their Hilton and their
Yeah.
Delta cards, whether it be their charge cards being their gold, green, platinum, and even on the business side.
Yeah.
If you have any of their cars that aren't the top tier car, because you can't upgrade the top tier cars because it's at the
Mm-hmm.
top of the spectrum, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you have any other card, more than likely American Express is going to give you an upgrade offer.
Mm.
You know,
Okay.
an
Yeah.
upgrade offer meaning if you spend, let's say, $2,000 in 3 months on a card, they'll give you a certain amount of points if you upgrade to the next card.
Okay. Okay.
Now, the thing is, you can always keep that card for a specific amount of time
Yeah.
and then downgrade back to the card that you had in the first place, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because with upgrades come higher annual fees. This is
Right.
American Express we're talking about, right?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it's higher annual fees.
Mm-hmm.
But the
Gotcha.
ultimate upgrade downgrade hack is, and this is, I can literally label this a hack, right?
Yeah.
If you get a card at the first of the year with American Express, meaning like right now,
Yeah.
like January, if you get a card at the beginning of the year and they're always gonna have an upgrade offer. It's always gonna be there. You
That's
don't
right.
have to take it, but it's always gonna be there.
Yeah.
When you get 10 months in, say
Mm.
November, you want to take the upgrade.
Mm.
Like you want to take the upgrade. And I'm going to tell you why you want to do it in November
Okay.
because the annual fee on any card is going to be prorated because you've already
Mm.
paid an annual fee for your card, right?
That's
You
right.
already
Already.
paid it,
Mm-hmm.
and you only have 2 months left in the year.
Yeah.
So it's going to be prorated down to the to just for the 2 months. You take the upgrade. You have 2 months between November because that's when you go take the upgrade. I mean
Yeah.
that's 11 months. You go take in November, so you have between November, December, and then you're also going to have January because when an annual fee hits, you have an entire statement period to make up your
Mhm.
mind whether you want to keep, cancel, or downgrade a card,
Wow.
right?
Okay. Okay.
So you accept the upgrade in November.
Yeah.
You use all the credits that you can on the card,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Keep in mind, you paid a prorated annual fee, which is
Yep.
which is going to be very incremental. It's going to be very
Yeah.
small, right?
Yeah.
Especially to the credits that you're going to get from the card that you're upgrading to.
Yep.
Okay, so you go here, you use all the credits. The next year it turns January.
Yep.
Guess what happens to the credit? They reset. You use all
Mm.
the credits again.
Right.
And keep in mind, you had 30 days you had a whole statement period in order to downgrade back, right? So
Yeah.
you use all the credits. You use
Okay.
all the credits again in January.
Yeah.
Now you downgrade the card back to your original card, whether it be a
Yeah.
card with a low annual fee or a card with no annual fee, and you just
Yeah.
hold on to that card until the next year. I've had people in the comment section. I've had people in the comment section on your video saying that
They be waiting on you, man. They be waiting
no,
on
man,
you.
they be waiting on me. But I've had people say that it's against American Express rules and they'll take the points back. And I'm gonna tell you why it's not.
Yeah.
American Express is offering the upgrade offer,
Mm.
right? American Express tells you you have an entire statement period after the annual fee hits in order to keep cancel a downgrade. So
Mm.
you're within American Express guidelines.
Guidelines.
It's
Mm-hmm.
just a loophole that they don't that they haven't closed. And
Right.
I've been doing this for 3 years, Calvin.
Mm. Right.
For three
Experience.
years. Hey,
Experience.
for 3 years. So
Yeah.
if you want it in more details, anybody can contact me and I can walk them through it. But yeah, it is definitely the ultimate upgrade and downgrade process. We call it the
Absolutely.
sledging team process. So yeah,
There you go. Put the name on
yeah,
it.
yeah. We had to coin that one.
Absolutely, man. And
Yeah,
like Sledge just mentioned as well too. If you guys want to get a deeper dive into that specific topic, he talked about that on his YouTube channel as well too. And that's just one of the many companies and banks that he actually talks about, because again, he doesn't just give his opinion on just random cars. These are cars that either he's had in the past or currently has right now as well.
yes,
All
sir.
right. So Sledge, is there anything else with that, or does that pretty much wrap up that particular topic?
Man, that's pretty much wraps up that topic, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I
Okay.
say,
Perfect.
I don't want to make it too complicated
Yeah.
describing
Yeah.
it. So watching that video would probably give somebody a better sense
That's
of it
right.
if they're already not in the ecosystem.
Yeah.
It might give a better understanding.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, man, thanks again. We greatly appreciate your time being here, as well as, of course, you guys can see right there at the bottom of your screen. Because sometimes people, listen, if you all get lucky, then Sledge may, actually pop into the comments, as well. Always trying to help the people, and get some of those questions answered, as well too. But sir, listen, we greatly
Sure.
appreciate your time. Thanks again for stopping by the channel, man. We greatly appreciate you.
Hey man, I appreciate y'all having me, man. Thank you.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next video.